Hi guys, Flat Earth British, Martin, Liedtke speaking. Welcome. So good to see you all, guys. I'm back, obviously. Martin's back on the 31st of October 2019. Okay, I'm the antidote to All Hallows Eve, is what I am. Okay, for some anonymous reason, the creator, or the universe, or whatever you want to call it, has chose, okay, for me to be particularly spiritually empowered at this moment in time. Okay, and perception is great. I hope you people, okay, you good people, brothers and sisters, hope perception is great with you too. Okay, now, talking of perception, we're going to dig deep in this, guys. Okay, found something, okay, through the help of Larry, who lives in San Francisco area of California. It's something that I found which makes no sense outside of what we have been talking about and prostrating on Flat Earth British and associated channels for these couple of years, which is they're hiding an older civilization. Some of this photography is fucking wrong, and I'm going to show you something that doesn't make any sense. Okay, basically they fucked up is what they did. Also, I'm noticing changes in this historical narrative. Now, I've been looking into expositions for a couple of years now, guys, okay, and then, you know, whilst researching, something just came to my attention and I thought, oh shit, that has changed everything. I'll tie it together for you now, guys, and see if you can make any sense of this. Please feel free to comment, email martinliedtke7@gmail.com, and let's see if we can make any sense of what I'm about to show you, shall we? There's a lot in this post. I want to do some shouts later on, okay, some cool shouts to some of you good people. Okay, now I had I want to thank Terry Foreman, who basically sent me a hard drive through post from Oz, I believe, a 4 terabyte my passport thing of 700 of my videos. Now, Lee, Flat Earth British sub, who's Lee, not me, okay, sent me an email saying, Matt, you know that video you had up on your channel where you 100% busted NASA, showing all screws missing, holes, gaffer tape missing, and wires sticking off on their supposed spaceships, showing that it's just bullshit and they're not in space at all? Yeah, Lee, I do. It's on my channel, which I'm hopefully, I thought it would be by now, back to me, saving me having to do the re-upload process. But as a treat, okay, I have thousands of original, okay, NASA photographs, all time-stamped, all unbelievable bullshit. We're going to go through a few of them at the end, and I'm going to show you, okay, without any doubts, okay, that they're not going to space. They can't get fucking up there, and I'll show you now. Okay, that's at the end, and shouts and other stuff. Okay, so thanks for that, Ter. Nice one, brother. Tell, as we say in Britain, for Terry's. Tell. Okay, got a candle right there. It's dazzling me out. Ah, thanks. Make sure to share this out, guys. Okay, please. Thanks. Infowars. What do we make of that? If you don't know, it's been all over the internet the last day or so. A lot of attention and a lot of mainstreamy sort of stuff has drawn attention to the flat Earth in a big way. Maybe it's because the globe lighter rolling across Europe. When they get back, I bet everyone's going to want to have a word with them. Don't you think? It's pretty fantastic, don't you think? Yeah, I know. So, all I can presume, talking from my heart here, okay, and being painfully honest, as always, okay, is this. Alex Jones, or fucking Bill Hicks, or whatever, the fat bastard, right, can go get fucked. Okay, now, brother, love my brother, David Weiss, okay, went on there with a mighty big flat smack red pill, okay, in fact it was a black pill, in fact they just let the head spinning, okay, pretty undeniable stuff, the way David Weiss does it, okay. Now, they've posted, because it's been up on Max Sargent's channel and other channels, okay, that they put out a pro flat earth video. There's a good side to that, okay, flat earther, okay. Loving the fact that there's been an increase. All of a sudden, people are contacting me for interviews, etc. They come in waves like that. When flat earth gets attention, they turn up if they can find me. Okay, now that will obviously wake millions, but to mainstreamy so-called truth channels, right? Now, they're miles behind, guys. They don't know the juice. They don't know the shit, and if they do, they ain't fucking talking about it. Fixed narratives, guys. Controlled, fixed narratives. So, going on that note, then get fucked, okay? It's the people's movement. People's movement. Not controlled, not psyoped, not swayed in any way. Truth is what we're doing. And that's the way I feel about that. But there's good sides, because it'll bring millions more, okay? But apart from that, I think we'll get fucked. But British says it all. I have got a voice. So, on that note, let me know what you think. Okay, it's a good thing. Okay, wait millions, bring them over, but they gotta know the truth rather than their truth. If that makes any sense, does it? Yeah, I know. So, Max Egan posted a brilliant video. And take a look at that, where a guy basically gets cured of skin cancer from cannabis oil in 3 weeks flat, from fucked, covered, to cured. Take a look at that, guys. Now, there's a lot of this happening. I explained on previous vlogs with Mel. The same thing happened to a brother, okay, who was, terminal, brain tumours, etc. Got the cannabis oil in him. Now, gone. Literally. Cured. I think they might be conning us on a lot of stuff, actually. I was thinking about this one. Now, the horror campaign that comes with tobacco or cigarettes. I don't smoke tailor-made, and I have very little of that. It's only enough to burn. So, what if they were reversing that? Okay, maybe it's the tailor-made cigarettes with the filters and the, the hurry, artificially dried tobacco that make carcinogens because they're not naturally dried, etc., which they know. Maybe that's the hazard. There's a narrative out there that Mel was telling me about, actually. In Okinawa, some of these people out there are smoking like Capstan and Woodbine and no filters, and they live until like 120, and they're not giving up smoking at all till maybe over 100, etc. Could they be lying about this? Just wondering, that's all. Anyway, let's get on with some information. Like I said, guys, this is going to get a bit hard. Okay? Reconcile this. Help me out. But here's my intro for Hallows Eve, whatever. So, up the vibration, peace and love to you all. Feeling very, very spiritual today. Feeling very, very perceptive about reality. We're starting here. Now, I dig that most of you who look into expositions probably knew this was there. I missed it for some anomalous reason. I'm like, no fucking way. How come I never seen this? Now, all of a sudden, there's California's Midwinter International Exposition of 1894. The weird thing about this one is it only stands for 6 months. And it's like unbelievable. I'm not even joking. Check this out. Commonly referred to as the Midwinter Exposition or the Midwinter Fair. Was the World's Fair that officially operated from January 27 to July 5th. So 6 months in San Francisco's Golden Gate Park. Okay? Now, there's a little narrative about, with President Benjamin Harrison, that they basically wanted to, they seen Chicago do it and he wanted to make a bit of money, etc., etc. That's just area of 200 acres. Visitors were 2.5 million. Okay, now this is what we're looking into, is one aspect of this. We can only focus on one at a time, or I can, and it's this. I'll show you now. So they had a 225-foot Tesla tower built by a Frenchman who was like a contemporary of Gustave Eiffel. They built the Eiffel Tower. This is tech This is like a Tesla tower. 1894. Now, some of this, basically, it only lasted, they say, for 6 months. They started to demolish all of this, but they left up the Palace of Fine Arts. You may be familiar with that. I'll show you it shortly, which is what we're going to look into. They had a massive fairground and Hawaiian village exhibit and Eskimo village. So these are supposed to be igloos. Very futuristic looking, don't you think? Okay. And what's this? So this is, you know, built for 6 months. These Greco-Romano temples, Egyptian hall, everything, all the tech, whatever this is. Okay, for this period of time, 6 months. Does this make sense? Check this out. Excuse me. Look at these images again. I guess that's pressing wine. And the Phoenician lion, he looks like Lion King. Who does he look like? And he's a Phoenician, that's supposed to be left from it. Sphinx. And check out this. Phoenician. Oh, where did it go? There it is. Phoenician. Juggage, or whatever it is. Cherubnewskis, the wine, all flowing out of there. All sliding down. Whee! By Gustave Doré. How epic is that? We love his art. And what looks like a Hermes. That's just the remainders. Oh, actually, it's supposed to be a Greek gladiator, or whatever. So, back to the narrative. No. So yeah, this attracted all this many people, but this is what we want to focus on, okay, guys? Just for one aspect at a time, like I said. A bit of background there. Okay, so this thing was built years before the events of 1906. They had the agricultural horticultural building, which is now new. Look at the cross on these things. And the Bonnet Tower, built by Leopold Bonnet, who was a friend or contemporary of Gustave Eiffel, and is 266 feet standing tower. 3,200 multicoloured lights adorn the tower. Wow, we're going so backwards. But this is what we want to focus on. The Fine Arts Building. Now, I found something and it's wrong, okay? You'll see what I mean now. The Fine Arts Building, now the Young Museum, this new building which we see there, was built in the Golden Gate Park. Fireworks are going up because it's fucking Halloween. To hold the pieces of art that were commissioned for the Midwinter Exposition. So this apparent Fine Arts was built in 1898, okay? Apparently. The building was designed with pseudo-Egyptian revival style and decorated adorns with images of the Hathor and the Egyptian cow goddess. The building itself was a brick structure built 50 foot high with a skylit roof, supported with iron trusses. We'll take a look at it now. After the Midwinter Exposition ended, the Fine Arts Building was made into a free public museum, having most of the art from the exposition donated by artists. The Fine Arts Building lasted 11 years before the earthquake of 1906. Ruined integrity to the original building, which led to the year and a half of closures for repairs. In 1929, 4 years after de Young's death, the original Fine Arts Building was torn down. I'm going to show you what I mean by the Fine Arts Building. If you follow Flat Earth British, you're going to know. It's this rotunda. This, apparently, built in the 1960s. And what I want you to pay close attention to, we've seen in all of these videos, John Levy talks about it, other people, remnants of an older civilization, Corinthian tops, Phoenician tops, and these serrated columns. Keep an eye on these columns, okay? Now, here it is being demolished in 1929, because apparently it's had some structural problems with the earthquake years and years and years and years before. And it looks, if you just cut out where it's been demolished, It looks absolutely tickety-boo to me. In fact, I wouldn't even say it's the same one. Corrugated inside, if it was this steel, this would give you structure integrity, it would wobble and nothing's ringing true. So there it is, apparently demolished. I'll follow the course of this, guys, a minute, and we'll see what we come up with, if you can. Okay, and there it is, an earlier date, all up and running. Now, I want you to pay attention to in this photograph earlier, I can only suspect it's 1998, there was a couple of photographers who were hired by the president to photograph it all, is the columns. Okay, the columns are marble. Now we have a better image. Okay, if I come here to this image here, is this. Now here's the panoramic of the Palace of Fine Arts 1919. Okay, and the current building was rebuilt in the 1960s. So this one, you see, with the serrates, is 1960s. This is supposed to be rebuilt. Okay, this with the serrates, okay, was torn down in 1929 after some damage from 1906. This was built apparently in 1998, even though they can't find any photographs, even though they hired photographers to cover the Midwinter Exposition, if that makes any sense. And let's just have a mag up on this, guys, shall we? Oh, excuse me. Okay, let's mag up again and see what we can find. So 1919 this image is, okay, and at this stage, okay, so dig this, it's getting torn down in 10 years after this photograph. Yet in this case we have marble columns. So it's marble columns 1898, it's marble columns 1919. A little while before then it got serrated columns, and then when it's been dismantled in 1929 it's got serrated columns. They're the same rotunda, guys. I can show you it in a modern day, like I just showed you. I've had photographs taken only this summer by Larry. This is the only one. This has apparently gone through the Exposition. You should be able to see it on them photographs of the earthquake damage of San Francisco. You should be able to see remnants of all of the Midwinter Fair on Golden Gate Park. Is then the buildings we were looking at on that Pics image? Probably. How many of these are we looking at? What's going on? Are we looking at two realities? Are we looking at a civilization further back and the age of photography is bullshit? Is it all fake? Anybody reconcile this? The sequence again, guys. I just don't want to be, modern day, built in 1960 according to the narrative. It was demolished because of earthquake damage from 1906 in 1929. Serrated columns. You get further back in time to after the 1889 or during the 1890s Exposition, the Midwinter Fair, and it's marble columns. So it's gone from marble to serrated and back to marble by 1919. Anybody? All of history waking up simultaneously, guys. It's overlapping, and they're faking shit. They say there the St. Louis demolition. It's not a fucking demolition. It's all patched. The fucking thing got burnt out. Why lie? They should say the insurrection of it. So here what we get, guys, for the later Exposition of basically 1915 is they take it all down later. It's only up for X amount of time. And this arch apparently is made of plasterboard or hardboard, and it just concertinas, and it's got the whole thing is apparently built like it. They say the same for this fake ass image we talked about in my last video. There's a rotunda in 1915, and what's the columns made of? They're serrated. 4 years later they're marble. In the demolition of, hang on, let's do that again. 1915 serrated, 4 years later serrated, And the what looked like fake ash, you wouldn't, you know, that's not a safe demolition. It's just going to land where? It's just not making any sense. None of this demolition is making any sense. The older world, just building all that for fuck all. That's the buffalo one. Beautiful. And all on that site which I showed you before. So make of it what you will. There's 2 retenders. There it is. There it is. Serrated. This is 1990. Excuse me. Oh, it's just a fix on fucking... Okay. So, tearing it down, it's all, I don't know, like, is this iron inside? 1919 is coming down and it's got serrated. 1929, but 10 years before it's marble, is what I'm saying. And this arch, 1915. And when they collapse it, this arch here, see? Beautiful colour, or Greco-Romano columns. Yeah, then when they say they collapse it with the giant statue on top, it becomes this. It's not the same fucking thing at all. It's just ridiculous. Surely you can see, guys. And, you know, this has been the prostration, is, you know, this is the older civilization remnants. Compared to the trees are actually still there. That doesn't fit on what we just worked out with these timelines, guys. If this was built in 1960s or repaired in 1960s or later or earlier demolitions, excuse me, then the trees wouldn't be in exactly the same place. As John Levy showed. This is that tree there. So it's been there that long. Serrated columns. So look once more. Serrated, there's nothing inside. You may hear the fireworks in the background. I'm not going to say Happy Halloween or anything like that, guys. You know, it's just not my thing. Like them, you know, I wouldn't basically, you know, do it. You know, tap my fucking soul in such a nature as to get involved with it all, guys. Just no. Why would I do that? Serrated, 1915. So we have 2 arches, maybe more, different timelines overlapping. No sense being made. They don't build all this civilization just to smack it down 6 fucking months later. Build another exposition only 9 years after the events of 1906. It just makes 0 fucking sense. Wouldn't you agree? Another one that makes 0 sense is another narrative, excuse me, for this building, which we've also looked into in Paris. I believe it's on the Champs-Élysées. Highly interested in this. Now, you've got this middle column and the buildings couple up to it. So the middle bit is like a Roman arch. Okay, big domage, huge doors, and appears to be mud flooded, lower mud flooded, etc. So you would presume mud flood building. It's got a Liberty and all the Phoenician bullshit going down. Okay, Cherubinskis, etc. Palace of Industries built 1862, they say. Okay, so this is the main entrance to the Palace of Industry in Paris, circa 1862, guys, right? And same thing again. Palace of Industry was built for the 1855 World's Fair and demolished from 1897 to 1899, the exact same window of time. So they build it, it's up for 50 years, less, and then they fucking smash it down. Okay? And there's good evidence that they did do this as well, as I'll show you now. To make way for the Grand Petit Palais, which went there in his footprint, okay? And there's actual photographs of it being actually taken down. I can blow this up on images of the day. So dig this, guys, right, is they are not building this, they are dismantling it, they're taking it apart. Why? Look at this structure. It's old, it's dirty, this is big rock. You'll see when I mag up that this is like big fucking thick stone, not plasterboard. This is built to last stuff. Okay. From 1899, just before she disappeared. Okay, on there it is on the Champs-Élysées. So it's the same narrative. They stand in these buildings for the shortest time. I had these from Baptiste in France, or Monsieur Baptiste. Very cool stuff. And this linked associated with this. So dig this again. Check this statue at the top with the Liberty and this and these two here. They actually retrieved them. Apparently they had a big massive crane and they brought them down. And they now exist in its footprint. So fronton of the Palace of Industry, and what you find is this is the middle bit. These are the two ornaments on either side, and she's only got one horn left, or one spike, Liberty or Babylon or whatever you want to call her, but she has got fasces for legs, like big thick fasces for legs. And this one looks like marble, and doing the thinker, which one is it? Okay. And fascia legs. What's she doing? That dance. She's doing a dance. She's doing a dance. So yeah, they kept it. So how do you think they got this look? How do you think they got them down? Big cranes. Something was clipped in there, so there was a plaque on here with information clipped in. Probably the previous occupants before they stole it off here. There seems to be a plaque in there and a plaque in there, which is gone. Do you see? Plaque, it's gone. So they got all this down. Maybe they dropped it on his head and broke it all. Sad to say. So yeah, built 50 years, smashed it all down, and they've retrieved the top bit. Finishing bullshit. Okay. So that's interesting. Thank you for that. We're moving on. Now, something else I've been looking into is Greek mythology, and this is why. Now, Mel has an old Greek mythology book and is like really, really brilliant at reading it. I can't do all of these Greek pronunciations. So what's going to happen is we got a posh dude, which we know, who's got a really posh voice, and Mel are going to do readings of this recorded, and I'm going to make a video of it with slideshows, etc., with some funky art and stuff, and it's going to be very epic indeed. So that's going to be happening. So yeah, we're going to look into the narrative for the Golden Fleece. I'm not going to go into the official Greek narrative as such, but what I want to look at is depictions and some of the information and ideas of what is going on, because there's a few interpretations. There's the Greek plot which you want to go with, okay, but then there's interpretations, okay, of what they think is going on. What I find interesting is they go in search of the Golden Fleece, okay, and it's related to gold. So they say they put the fleece as a sluice and it captures gold particles. More widespread interpretations relate to the myth of the fleece as a method of washing gold from streams, which is well asserted in the 5th century, and in the region of Georgia. Isn't that interesting? On the Black Sea. So not exactly anywhere near Greece. So I don't buy that. I think it's technology, and I'll tell you why. Is this. There's some of the ideas. It represents power, represents the flayed skin of Krios, represents the Book of Alchemy, represents a technique of writing in gold on parchment, represents a form of placer mining practiced in Georgia, which is them sluices, representations of forgiveness of gods, rain cloud, golden grain, spring hero, sea reflecting the sun, gilded prow of phallic ship, represents the breed of a sheep in ancient Georgia, blah blah blah. Oh, and covering the cult image of Zeus in the form of a ram. Interesting. It's technology, guys. There's one image where you'll see he has a eagle or a bird above him with the wings open, and Jason attempts to put the serpent guarding the Golden Fleece to sleep. So When he goes to get the fleece, which is could be monotonic gold, electrum, tech, okay, there's a coiled serpent below it, around a staff as well on some of these images, and above it is a bird with wings open. So a snake. So he goes in there, and there's a snake is coiled around a column at the base, of which is the ram on the top, of which is a bird. So you get a bird, wings open, and a serpent around a coil. Anyone who watched The Greatest Secret Never Told, or the book that's about to come out very soon, okay, would know exactly what that means. Okay, this is electromagnetic technology. Why do I always say that in a fucking Chinese voice? I'll never know. Really weird. Anyway. So you got a giant serpent. And bird with the wings open. Let's have a look at these. So this is apparently one idea, the sluice gates. And there's actually a pub in Nottingham I frequent on occasion called the Golden Fleece, which is pretty epic place actually. Significant to me anyway. And there's a party there at the end of the month. I'll fill you in about it. Okay guys, so loads of you can turn up and fill this place out. It's going to be like epic. So stay tuned. I'll tell you about it if you're in the north of England. Come on down. So yeah, you got to fuck up a serpent who's coiled and his bird. Not in this depiction, no. Find a dragon. So electromagnetic technology. So here she comes with a lot of leaf. Ho 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 ho. And it's got the golden fleece. Wings open. Active charge. Okay. Jason returns. So yeah, that's going to be on the cards. I'm really into this Greek mythology. Always was as a kid. Jason and the Argonauts was fucking epic. The Skelly fight. Come on, guys. It's just the best fucking... better than NASA do now. Skelly fights. So yeah, that's what we're going to be looking into soon. And we're going to be showing an understanding of Greek mythology in our present context. More information. Now time for something completely different. Dead. Now, this was passed to me, so I can't remember. Universal thank you anyway. Thousands of bodies found buried under a 19th century Mississippi insane asylum. We're not talking thousands, we're talking 7,000 found under this. Officials now grapple with the multi-million-dollar question of what exactly to do with all these corpses. So, they're under one of these massive, anomalous Tatarian buildings which came into being, and then in the so-called Victorian era, they're mental institutions. And there's this massive burial site. New findings indicate that thousands of corpses are buried on the grounds of the Mississippi Mental Asylum that shut down nearly a century ago. Underground radar shows that as many as 7,000 patients' bodies lie underneath of what once was the Mississippi State Insane Asylum. Shuttered in 1935, I wonder if this is the same for all of them. Whitchurch Hospital, the insane asylum for Cardiff, which is massive, has been closed down, and it's just lying there. They haven't knocked it down because it's a listed building. So there's 7,000 bodies below this huge Tatarian building, which has been closed 100 years. And they're all like it, everywhere in so-called Christendom. They're all like it. Founded 1855, again, all is built, all in this 100-year period, everything, the whole world. Fuck all, every foe. Mississippi State Asylum was the first state, while it was the step up for the conditions of state mental ill had been held in attics and prisons. Life remained harsh inside the asylum. The Clarion alleges writes, indeed, between 1855 and 1877, more than 1 in 5 of the facility's patients died. Not that that's funny, just saying. So, the but maybe funny. 1,000 coffins. So yeah, it's fuckloads of deados under a mental institution. I'm wondering and chucking it out there, did they do the same for them all? All these prisons, all these institutions of Tataria, is that where they all are? They bury them all into there. 7,000 guys. Presume 10 then. That's fucking loads of people. What, just that narrow window of time? This was passed to me by Shamir. One love, Shamir, my brother. Okay. Who passed me this. It's narrative, highly interesting. Don't know if it's true. Obviously, I can't verify this for myself. Came out September the 20th. Texas man invention provides clean water out of air. Okay. In efforts to combat the ongoing water crisis and eliminate drought, a Texas man brings clean water to people all over the plain. Moses West, founder of the atmospheric water generator contracted LLC, has made it his mission to bring clean, affordable water. And in 2015, West invented an atmospheric water generator, the AWG, a machine that turns air into clean drinking water. Can we all have one of them then, please? Can I have one? So, good for hurricanes, good for everything actually. So, just letting you know. No, I won't be logging in to do any of that fucking shit. No way, Jose. So, just letting you know, there's an invention out there which can convert air into nice drinkable water. I don't know how the tech works, but I'll give you the link. Check it out for yourself. It's good information. So, this was sent to me also of real life lahars, which are mud floods, or lahars, I think they might be something else. Lahars. I think it's right the first time. So basically it's a little ditch and it comes on with slurry, and in no time at all, it turns into a big fuck off mud flood. In no time at all. That's mud. Like mud. And it gets higher and higher and higher. I don't know if it busts his banks, but you know, that's mud and how it comes in. Imagine that in a bigger scale. Okay. Comes in quicker than that. Check this out, from dry brook to raging lahar. Or lahar. Is this. So it's dry, has a little tiny little sprinkle of water. Okay. It gets a bit more gushy. Okay. And here it comes. Holy fuck. So it's just mud, huge rocks, bricks, boulders. Ooh. Just out of nowhere. But they do get in these tropical places, don't they? After devastating rainfall. So imagine that plonking down on your village. Whew. And it took out some wall, yeah? Wow. So I'm just showing you, because it's just showing you that, you know, they happen quick. To moving on. Now, I'm not going to read too much into this narrative, but somebody asked me in my comments about what's the deal with foundation stones and shadow stealing. Well, apparently the Freemasons, they, you know, regard this highly in their practices. Here's an old image, okay, of the Freemasons with their regalia laying a foundation stone for some building. Okay, and the cornerstone is a stone which lies in the corner of two walls and forms the corner of a foundation of an edifice. The Masonic building is now always placed in the northeast in the Masonic building. The rule is not always formally observed, as the foundation on the entire structure is supposed to rest. It is considered by operative masons to be the most important stone of the edifice. And is lied an impressive ceremony. So it goes on, guys, to talk about the origins, which is basically human sacrifice. They do a more mundane version now, apparently, with oil, embalming fluids, etc., and some pieces of paper with people's names on in envelopes put under there. So there's a narrative. Like I said, I don't want to talk about it too much. It's there for you. I need to get on. Foundation stones. If you don't know, I'll put the link in the description box. So 2 secs. Let me show you this on my Facebook. You can join this. I'll add you. I put Martin Matson's on there because we're going to look at some NASA images shortly, guys. So buckle in. Buckle in. So Martin's NASA butthurt file, which I got a NASA butthurt file. If that works for that video, what's the time? 20. So this is what people... Heidi Morton, who gives me all stuff from New York. She posted it again today. She sends me. So thanks, Heidikins. Because she calls me Martykins. Ugh. You can carry on calling me that, Heidi. I don't mind. As long as I can carry on calling you Heidikins, that is. So Melbourne. So I'm going to show you Max's. Oh, there's that biggest skyscraper in New York. 1903 being built. Is that fake? And here they are. Infowars. This man, he's gone flat. His people is raving. It's good news. And what does Scott Mayer, my brother, say? See, Scott, he's been a sub of mine for 4 years. He has, 4 years. Still controls opposition. Yeah. Still all about Antarctica to keep us from exploring the Arctic. 100% with you on that, by my brother. Yeah, keep us not thinking about the North and thinking about the South. I agree completely. They even moved the alleged whole whirlpool to the centre of Antarctica. Yes, I noticed that, Scott. I guess Effie is okay as long as we don't prove it and it doesn't lead to resets from plasma planets or planetary bodies acting out on us or whatever they are, luminaries. Agreed. I think the only way to stem the flow now of this great awakening, which is accelerating exponentially, is reset properly. So this is where we come in, guys. Okay, the real people is we avert it. We wake everyone up. We tip the balance. Hypnosis lifts. Whole new day. Did you get it? Yeah. It's good, isn't it? So yeah, Bill Hicks. Yeah, I know. So a lot of people are on with it. You know, I'm not saying it's a totally bad thing. Like I said, it's bringing stuff back. Holy twat, man! Holy science twat, man! So that's the Lee's video about a Jewish satellite thing that's called bear shit. Let's have a look. Removed. They didn't like that one then, Lee, did they? I wonder why. And this is the biggest man in the world. This is on my Facebook. And then basically dragging him in the water to baptise him and shit. What do you think? Okay. Let's have a look. So how tall would you say he is? He's a Chinese man. He's the biggest in the world apparently. It's got to be a good 7 foot something. Only 7'4", something like that. So yeah, they're doing finish on ritual. Get him in the water. That's that thing going down. So let me just show you something else. Now, this was posted. This guy here I discovered only the other day. Okay, and he's really good YouTuber. He's called artofdino.com. Okay, and he did a video on unicorns, thinking that they were, you know, made to be extinct. You see him in depictions with, you know, animals that exist. You know, raccoon, horse, reindeer, eagle, and then you have like this mythical being, or fictitious being. So he put out their magical properties. I'll link that video up anyway. It's really cool. This is my favourite. Cannabis heals skin cancer in 3 weeks. And like I said, the same has happened to Mel's brother. I'm just putting out there whimsically. So this is what it is. It's this guy. Max told me about this weeks and weeks ago. So I'm really pleased for this whole family, this man and his daughter, who thankfully went to Max. So let's administer some sense. Okay, away from what the doctors want. 3 weeks. Why would they rob the people of that? Let's move on. So yeah, thanks one. These are some images I'm going to go through, some information, pics of the day. I'm going to look at some NASA and some pics of the day. I got to get on, otherwise this will be uploaded late. So it's new on Flat Earth British think tank, 714 people. Randall, who's the Heart Map Man, if you don't know, in Texas, and One Love, who's been sharing some cool stuff with me. One Love sharing there, and Liverpool City Centre by Danielle, to me. Ferry across the Mersey. So they got it going on. in Liverpool. Check it out. All these British cities got this stuff going on. All the tech. Antiquitech. Oh, look at that. Nice Venetian whales. Nice. Thanks, Daniel. We will never walk alone. Walk on. So, yeah, let's move on. I'm going to jelly in a pacemaker moment there. Lance Reynard. Haphazard Productions. We love Lance's stuff, so he posts as well, so thank you for that, Lance. And loads of goody stuff about Ireland. This is brilliant, this stuff I get about Madrid. Oh, there's new from me and One Love. Let's see if Nora shows up on this, because they've been having a meet, or bumped into one another actually. No, it's just a pub. Imperium. Oh well. Thanks. So I really enjoyed your meet. It was really awesome. And that's what's happening on my shares. Is all you guys. So peace enough, thank you for that. And Lee's Flat Earth Epic photo. Right, let's get into these NASA images and things of the day. Firstly, just before I get underway, in a couple of weeks will be this, or a few weeks, next month, this month, tomorrow, November, is this, okay? Which has had mountains of work going into it to make it like no 2-bit book is the juice, okay? Not half-assed. So hopefully that's going to be a bestseller. Hopefully that will wake up more people than that fat bastard fucking Bill Hicks, whatever he is. Anyway, sorry to be so unkind, guys, but like, I'm with people here, guys, and I don't see things real. Like, we live in different fucking worlds. This guy's like some fucking dudes in a fucking studio is giving a fucking script, yeah, with our, you know, the reality. Fuck that. Our truth. The real truth. No, not playing. So this is my website. You can link up to Beauty Books and pre-order the book. Hundreds and hundreds have. Okay, you can support my channel as well, I suppose, on here. There's a couple of people added again to Patreon. I'm very, very grateful for that. I don't post anything on there. It's double chance of getting copyrighted, so I've heard. So I stay away from that, because they can do you on there as well. So anyone who wants to donate, PayPal or anything like that, I'd be really, really, really grateful. And Max is saving lives. So that's pretty epic. Now, images of the day, excuse me, on here. Look at some NASA images. As you can see, I've got loads of them, okay? I've got all these packs, and they're of original NASA images. I've got 1,172 pictures of there, and NASA butthurt. Okay, let's have a look at a few NASA butthurt, shall we? They're really ridiculous. Loads and loads of contexts. So let's have a look. These are fun. NASA butthurt for Flat Earth British Sub. Yay! So apparently this is in outer space. Okay, and this piece of shit, when you mag up, really, everything is just a piece of shit. It's supposed to be like later Gemini mission. It's supposed to be coupling up. Okay, but you get like these fucking screws missing everywhere. Fucking just, it's a haphazard production. Lance is what it is. These wires. Okay, all automates out in the vacuum of space in 1960s technology. Okay, so that's there. No, oh, actually, that's real. That's got to be real. You know, because there's that guy who just floats around in space taking photographs. You know, how high is that above it? Yeah, I know. Alright, it's Michael Collins taking a photograph of it coming back to him, is he? So Michael Collins was that high above the moon. Michael Collins should have had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of photographs of all of this fucking happening down below. Maybe the, you know, the moon buggy ripping around, eh? So, moon, Earthrise. It's only little, a little tiny horizon. Yeah. Pathetic. And no dust, obviously, in the, you know, this thing's come down with all the jets, you know, when they're not, because it's got nothing to push on, okay, whether say expanding gases, whatever. Dust. Never landed in their gold footprinty things. And the shadows are all the shit, if anyone don't know. Okay. He's illuminated by studio lights. There's another third person in the visor. a famous shot of somebody else in the shot, which is not supposed to be there. And the psychedelic light show to fit in with 1969 psychedelic experience. You want it as trippy as fuck, man. Which is what they did on this little bit of film when it takes off. And then they got this like remote control camera, apparently, that rises to exactly the same elevation as the lifting of the module. Exactly the same, in sync, because they got the technology of, like, we haven't gone now. And they rebuilt this motherfucker, excuse my language, basically up there. They took it up. You know, the most useful thing you would ever take up is a car to rip around a little bit on. But when it appears, there's no tyre tracks behind it. It's just like sort of just dropped in by crane or something. And apparently these tyre tracks have gone all over all these big rocks. You see how that? So it went over that big rock. Boom, boom. That's dangerous, isn't it? You should watch that. You're in a vacuum of space on a foreign body, apparently in space. You want to watch that? Okay. And the ever-blowing flag, because it's windy in that Hollywood studio basement. And the famous Kubrick line. As you can see, it's a line there with the back screen. These two hillets, whatever they're fucking called, will be shown on many different shots. So apparently they're over there fucking around in a vacuum of space on the moon. No worries. If you're in your spacecraft, however, it all condenses up. They're in high oxygen content. So this is the Apollo mission. This is Buzz coming out. In the Gemini mission, his first ever spacewalk. The reason he gets the job, guys, is cause he's a scuba diver and he's good in water. So I wonder what this light is. Is it the moon? Is it the sun? No, that's the sun. Is that studio light or just reflection? Anyway, I think there's more going on in this visor, but we need a bling bling of the ISS to pick that apart. So this saves your life. And you got your hazel back on the back of there. He's going to uncouple that from there in a minute. He's going to undo the screws with his gloves on. He's going to undo that with his gloves on. He's going to couple it to his chest with his gloves on. Okay? Is what he's going to do. Okay? So it looks pretty good and technical, doesn't it? Okay. Right. Let's examine some of the ship, shall we? That's in the vacuum of space. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly fine to me. Okay? Maybe a screw missing there. But it's on a spaceship, so it's not really going to be, that important. There's only the vacuum of space. It's only a vacuum. And then a fuckload of gaffer tape. So thank God for gaffer tape in the space program. All of them trillions. You need a lot of gaffer tape. Now, let's go through a few more. So Buzz is coming out, okay, his first ever spacewalk. Okay, everything's covered in gaffer tape, nice and sealed, so no worries. You see that gaffer tape? Yeah, gaffer tape. No worries, it keeps the vacuum out. It's all really wafer thin. You don't want to put your elbow through it. Okay, don't slip in a spacecraft. Your elbow will go through the silver foil and you just all die. So make sure you don't fall on anything. Okay, so and the ship itself is probably the best craftsmanship money can buy. Okay, where's that satellite dish thing actually pointing to? Oh, it's going back to the craft, isn't it? Isn't it supposed to be pointing at that thing? Anyway, so yes, the best craftsmanship you can ever imagine for all them billions they took from the American taxpayers. Yes, nice dented steel. Yeah. Okay, all screws intact, except that one on the corner. You don't have to worry about them, though. They're not important. Like I said. Is that light chinking out by there, maybe? From inside? Yeah, it is a bit, isn't it? Okay, you get a few more chinks of light where the screws are missing. I wouldn't worry about that. It's not important. It's not important at all, really. Vacuum space. If you get a hole and you put your finger through, right, hold your fucking breath and get the gaffer tape out. All will be well. All will be well. So yeah, a lot of rivets going on. Rivets make holes. What are they seal them with? But like, when you got your wiring outside externally, you don't trunk it. What you do, you make sure it's ripped to fuck. Yeah. And all hanging out, not connected. But mission control, their computers will tell you that's not important. Everything's okay. Apparently. I don't make that bit up, but that's what they would say. But it's damaged, isn't it? It's in a vacuum of space. Wow. The level of technology, my mind is just blown apart by it, guys. See? That's what takes them up, that little fucking trumpet thing there. All the way up to Spaceville. Which isn't there, by the way. It's water. Isn't that a gap? Oh, I hope your air's not leaking out. That'd be really bad for your health. What about that gap? Is that light? Is that light cheeking over there? Hang on a minute. Let's be real. Yeah, it could be, couldn't it? Could be light cheeking out. Yeah. Yeah, you want to watch that in a vacuum of space? Just saying. I'm not being awkward, guys. I'm not being awkward. There was a time 100 years ago I was a NASA fanboy. I hate to admit it, but until this like insanity came across me, came across my path. What's that mean? Excuse me. So I had that television aerial in my bedroom as a kid. 2 ticks. 2 ticks. And screws missing. Let's have a look. So you get the nice bit of cardboard or plyboard underneath because it's only space. Don't need screws missing. No problemo. Gaffer tape. And basically they took somebody's taken the car speaker off their father's car. I wonder if they told him it was going up to space. They should have put the screws in, mind. That would have helped. But like, you know, the haphazard nature of building spacecrafts. There's the tweeter, or of his dad's speakers. There's only 2 screws in there. You didn't need the rest. Plyboard showing. There's an air gap. You know what, Char? There's that light spinning out. Oh no. And that I had in my bedroom was 1970s. That's sending a clear signal, crystal clear signal, back to mission control. Houston. Are you hearing us? Yeah, because you're on a corner. Yeah, I know. So there it is. Screws missing. Plyboard. This weird, stupid shit fucking thing, etc., etc. And lights, obviously, chinking out, because you get a lot of light when you're on a spaceship. As well. Okay? Light. As well. So he comes out, 79,000 miles an hour, apparently dropping away from a ball. But at this stage, though, they haven't introduced any atmosphere till this year, which goes out past the moon now. Apparently there's particles out there now. So there will be some friction, they would say, apparently. Okay, resistance. Really? Okay. So don't burn up. So yeah, there's, on the main superstructure, also we have screws missing, which you would on a superstructure, because you don't want the fucking thing falling apart when it's vibrating like fucking off the Earth's surface. You just miss them out. Okay. As you can see, space is real. Sorry to shatter your illusions, guys. It's pretty undeniable. This is stupid, isn't it? You're not going to spend that to fucking space, are you? Yeah? Screws missing? Screws missing? Would you argue with that? Or am I making it up? And then they put these anomalous things on, like Blue Peter style. Here's one we made earlier with some sticky fucking black plastic. Look at it. Holes. Screws fucking everywhere missing. Worst workmanship on Earth. I think that's an air filter off the old man's car. I wouldn't worry too much about the air filter. He's got the hatch open anyway. There's no light on in there though, is there? Very well lit. He's got his hassle back off. Oh no, is that another one? No, he's got another one in his hand ready. Is that a different glove? What's this? So yeah, they need closer scrutiny, as you can see. They're fucked. They're crap. That's not going nowhere. That's not in outer space. They're insulting us, okay? So stay in there, Buzz, in your swimming pool. Okay? So I have literally hundreds. Here's inside a spaceship. I don't know what that is in the reflection, but as you can see, in a vacuum of space, it's no problem if you've got a gap under your window. Okay? Big gap. You can see through, basically. Under your window. It's no problem. It's okay. We're fries. It's all real. Look how much they've been running about like fucking mentalists. So all this is supposed to be real. All that's supposed to be up there. So they get like ultra HD photographs now, later missions apparently. Fucking about, they don't know what they're doing. Oh, we'll just set up an interferometer. Or whatever it is, looks like one. That's supposed to be still up there. Okay. Awesome. So real. Well, I'm convinced. That's what I say, it's real. They do some dangerous things as well, don't they, considering their environment. Oh, there's a bit of masonry there. Just for adding insult to injury. And they built this up there, apparently. So I got hundreds of these guys. So I'll pick through them, you know, later on in time. Because of time aspect. Now we're going to look at some images of the day. And then I'm going to be getting out of here, wherever they are. I think they are on my documents, yeah. So. These were sent in by Heidi of New York. I'll flip through these quickly. Sorry. In New York, mud-flooded back alleys. Oh, this is the road up there, and everything's down here below. Oh, thank you for them, Heidi. That wall's really interesting. Look how old that is. Cool. And our retender, which, at that stage, has that problem. And here's San Francisco being rebuilt. Now, after choppy image, after 1906 earthquake, everything's cranes, things are getting back together, but there's still giant footprints of where things stood. These were missed. The size of that wall. It's a very sporadic fire, wasn't it? And here at the Palace of Fine Arts, it's still there in the background, Corinthian arches, blah blah blah, 1920 shroppy image. Also here, up on the hill, if you look in the background in the Bay Area on the San Francisco Golden Gate Park. Golden Gate's still being built, and the rotunda's there. It's there. It's very unusual, and she's just outside it there, in her car, in a shroppy image of the 1920s. Also shroppy image, all repaired after the events. No, I guess this is before, because there's no cars. And 906 had cars. Okay. Zataria. It's all mud flooded. Stairs are up in the air, giant doors. Taking out giant vents, as was this. The arch is the same. Phoenician, Corinthian tops, columns. Things are fucking immense. And these pipes, what are these exactly, guys? Are these some steam pressure systems for heating the whole place, like a hypercost system of antiquity? And here's that state building. Whatever this is outside is an electricity pylon in the 1920s. And there she is outside them trees are still there. Serrated columns. San Francisco, and that is the site apparently of where it was. The San Francisco Bridge hasn't been, the Golden Gate Bridge hasn't been finished, and this is the site of where the fairground was. And there's just nothing there now. Okay. And the Botanical Gardens there at the still there in the 1930s. Should be still visible in the background here. This is the area here in the, well, sort of here in the left hand side. You can see that these are the things you can see in that long image of Pics. So we got marble again by the 1920s again, and I can only imagine they keep changing the fucking columns, which makes no sense. And this is that ferry terminal in San Francisco in a modern day, which survived the event and got scaffolded up. No time at all. The whole building survived. Somebody was saying about the order everybody was in, and everybody's clothes ironed and pressed. You know, how are they? They must have the best washing machines in Zataria. Boston, 1630, 1675, before they levelled it. The mud is still there, mud hills. This is the topography of the bunker, etc. They levelled it all. It's all in one box. An interesting map of Zataria, Britain, and they got Iceland, this anomalous thing I guess, it's Iceland, Greenland, and America, which is Newfoundland I guess. And these giant bodies out here, they can't be the Canaries. So all that's on there really. Still very interesting. And there she is. we got two realities overlapping, a whole of history waking in unison. And somebody sent me these. Oh, this is New San Francisco again, all in cleaning it up, which I showed on my last vlog. Excuse me. Is this? It's the town, excuse me, of Redondo Beach in California, and it's a mafia run thing. It was run headquarters of East Coast mafia boss Joe Bananas, and he operated in the 1940s, and some cool ass photographs of this Tatarian place I know nothing about. This Redondo Hotel, excuse me, some cliff hotel in the cliff. That's not very clear, I'm very sorry. And all this action on the beach, and look at the size of their pier. And what are these all doing? There's a couple of people maybe in the sea, and there it is there, 1907. The pier's a lot shorter. Apparently loads of little pleasure boats in there, and a Tatarian building. Yeah, the tram, Rotunda Beach. He's changing the signals, the tracks. And they are a bit later, 1930s, skirted shorter, etc. And that pier goes really far out. So, mafia money poured in, like it is with Atlantic City. That's interesting. Bit of rack and ruin there, but the money poured in. Yeah, it's when it went all cheesy in the 1970s. Everything was shit then, wasn't it? You look cool. The only ones on that beach though. And look at this. The mud's just pouring down here. And they can't build, they just build a fence. And they build that up to the mud. And there's these old massive retaining walls look, with like doorways. It's a really unusual picture. Everything's still mud flooded. Tatarian buildings. Look at this. And they're just putting them on stilts on the side of it. It's like it came in later, rather than, you know, a retainer. Cool shot. Right, back. So that's what's happening on Flat Earth British. Okay, a lot of information in there for you all, guys. I just want to show you what's happening on you. Brian Stavely, nice one, Steve. Is live. Static in the Attics posted. A plain truth for you. Dolly, who's got like, orbs all around her all the time. Flat Earth Neil Tyson, the Flatties senses are demon, don't know what that's, strably ill equipped to understand physics. But basically, on Zaza's put up, because there was a debate yesterday with Russell Brand and Neil deGrasse Tyson concerning consciousness, etc. So pretty interesting. So Infowars made a pro Earth flat Earth video banging on about fucking Antarctica and all that bullshit, which you can't go to, by the way, to prove shit, and they won't let you out there because blow you out of fucking water. Curious Life resets magnetic pole reversal re-upload. Earth's grid effects on your life, which is by Niven. Trinity 4, Brian Cox, yeah, he is a bit of a cock. So there you are, Neil deGrasse, or Neil digress, Tyson, and Nathan Oakley, who had his 1000th debate a couple of days back. And there's that guy, artofdino.com, which is really, really cool. So that's what I've been looking at. That's what's going on Flat Earth British. I gotta go upload this. Peace and love to you all. If you need me, mattleague7gmail.com. I'll just recap. There's a rotunda in the Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco that has changed appearance, demolished, there again, demolished, there again. Nothing fits. If anybody can help me out, that'd be bloody great. Very confusing story. Okay? And loads more besides. That's me. Peace and love.